6 things that keep us feeling limited or less than our ultimate potential or our highest self: lacking a meaningful mission, not having clarity on what a meaningful mission is for us. When we don't have that, we don't know the direction, we don't know fully why. And so it's just answering those questions. And it may take some discovery, trial, error, like figuring things out. You may not know what it is right away. It may take some time. But lacking a meaningful mission is going to make you feel powerless or limited in your abilities. Second thing is being controlled by fear. There's 3 main fears that cause us to doubt ourselves: the fear of failure, the fear of success, and the fear of people's opinions. As a content creator, Sean, I'm sure a lot of people that you've talked to are creators are afraid of the comment section on what people think and say about their content. I was talking with Rick Rubin yesterday, and I said, do you ever get fearful around people's opinions when you put something out, or when you're working with Adele or Eminem or Jay-Z and you put something out of theirs? Do you ever feel fearful of the criticism? And he said, no, because my goal is to make the best piece of art for the artist, not for the consumers. Because if we make something for others and we're not proud of it, then it's kind of a failure for us. If we make something great for us and hopefully others like it, great. If they don't, at least you're proud of what you're created for you. And so learning to go beyond the ego and the fear mind of what are people going to think about me? Yes, I understand we need to make a living. We need to progress and perform in certain areas, but it's learning how to sit with things not always being perfect and not being fearful by that. So when we're controlled by fear, we feel limited. The third thing is being crippled by self-doubt. Again, fear and self-doubt go hand in hand. When we have self-doubt, I think self-doubt is the biggest killer of our dreams. When we doubt ourselves, it doesn't matter how much schooling, how much education, how much talent we have, it will hold us back when we doubt. And I played against so many athletes in sports where guys were way more talented than me, more athletic. But when the game was on the line, they lacked the confidence for whatever reason. And I was able to perform in certain areas, even when I wasn't as talented, because I had belief. I had confidence in me. So we got to learn how to develop that skill. The fourth thing is, and most mindset books don't talk about this. And as entrepreneurs, I don't think they don't talk about this that much. The thing that keeps us limited is when we conceal past pains. Now, I'm not saying we need to open our wounds for the world to see them, but when we conceal them to ourselves and we don't allow ourselves to process and heal certain pains of the past, when we're running from them, when we're hiding them, whatever it might be, it's going to make us feel limited and powerless. That pain has power over us because we cannot speak about it. So we need to feel more comfortable about speaking about these things that have harmed us in the past. The fifth thing is being defined by the opinions of others. Again, we talked about this, but when we allow others to define us, their opinions, man, we're just going to live a limited, powerless life. And the sixth thing is when we drift towards complacency. I think, I could easily just do the same thing every day and say, you know what, I've done really well so far. I'm making money. I'm making an impact. But it's not going to make me feel inspired by doing the same thing if I'm not finding ways to grow and improve. So drifting towards complacency keeps us limited and powerless. And the greatness mindset is kind of the inverse of all those. And I'll just say them quickly, driven by a meaningful mission. I shared with you mine. I'm very clear what my meaningful mission is. It doesn't mean I don't have stress and challenges and problems. It just means at least I have a direction. And that gives me guidance on how to overcome them. And it gives me guidance on how to make decisions. I make decisions based on a mission, not based on my feelings. And that helps me stay on track. Second thing, turning fears into confidence. The best way to overcome your fear is to go all in on the fear until the fear disappears. It took me a year to overcome the fear of public speaking. I didn't do it by thinking about it. I did it by acting on it every single week, embarrassing myself, sweating, humiliating myself, and feeling the embarrassment until I realized I'm still alive. I'm okay. I can get through this, and I'm improving and getting better. And that was the best part. Overcoming self-doubt. Again, when we learn to build belief in self through doing challenging things every day, by being our word and being in integrity every day, we will build confidence in self. All we got to do is keep doing that consistently, and you'll build an incredible stack of belief in self over time. Fourth thing is healing past pains. This is like everyone's on their own journey about this, but I love doing different therapies that support me in processing, acting on, and then integrating the healing journey. I don't care if you work with a priest, a spiritual leader, a therapist, it doesn't matter to me. Do what works for you to help you heal the wounds, the emotional and psychological wounds of our past. We all have them in different ways. Even if you had a great childhood, you still have something that maybe is holding you back. Allow yourself to process, heal, integrate the lessons so you can move on and not be held back by the past pains. Creating a healthy identity. I think a lot of people, when I talk to them, they struggle with this by creating a healthy identity. Tony Robbins talks about identity a lot. It's kind of the core foundation. If we think we are not enough, we're constantly going to feel not enough, and we're going to act in not enoughness. So we need to think in ways of, I am lovable, I am enough. And we need to build that within ourselves, build the identity within ourselves and in our environment so that we have the confidence to overcome the fears and the challenges that come our way. And then taking action with a game plan. I don't know about you, Sean. How many people do you know who said, I've wanted to create a YouTube channel for 5 years, but I haven't been able to start it? Or I've been thinking about this concept for a book for 10 years. If I had a nickel for every time someone said, I've wanted to write a book for 10 years, I'll be a millionaire. Because so many people want, and they think about this, and this idea just rots in their mind and their soul every year that they waste not working on it. When their soul is telling them, create this, and they don't do it, they lose confidence. We build confidence and belief by the actions. Rick Rubin said this yesterday, the producer. He's like, you've got to act and create it. It may be crap from multiple takes of making the music, the song, but that's where inspiration comes from, through action, not by just thinking and analyzing. So we've got to take action with the game plan. So when you can do those 6 things, you step more into the greatness mindset versus a powerless mindset.
If you enjoyed this podcast and are ready for some deep dive YouTube strategy, just go to thinkmasterclass.com to get access to my 1-hour on-demand YouTube strategy class. You'll be looking over my shoulder as I share my best tips, and you can watch it on demand right now at thinkmasterclass.com.